Welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Trails Beyond the Horizon with Kelithor. I did spend a little bit of time off screen readjusting quartz, mostly to get certain shard skills. So we have Impassion Guard here, and Reen gets an extra 50% dodge when he's low health, which should help. He's got Mind Breaker, so we can, and Spirit Breaker, so we can reduce resistances, reduce their arts abilities, auto quick. So he just generally has haste, which is good.
Leave the adjustments to me.
Crow has auto forte, so he comes in with a strength buff. Also has Impassion Guard. He now has Arc Feather if he casts.
Shifting to maintenance mode.
She has Attack Regen Guard. This is Altina, so when she attacks, she has a chance of getting regen, which is an upgraded version of just when you take damage, you can get regen. So hopefully that'll help. Fee has Impassion Guard. She has lots of boosts if she ever casts. And then she's got defense, healing, and speed up just out of the gate. So hopefully those things help as we move forward. In the meantime, we can go back to the Institute of Science.
Let's make tracks.
In the meantime, remember to like, subscribe, comment, all things that help boost what I'm doing here. Let's give Reen something to drink his alcohol out of since he's old enough. Okay, and moving on. We have obtained the necessary data, correct? Indeed. And based on that, I should be making further adjustments to the airframe and external units. Which means I'll need to return to Zeku Space Base, as planned. Understood. Safe travels, then. Oh, it's you. Well done during today's exercise. We've managed to obtain some excellent data. I think we saw each other at the get-together briefly. If I could, I'd like to take this chance to say hello properly, Professor Cronkite. And thank you for your part in the exercise. I hear our mint might have been a little pest during the event. It's nothing to concern yourselves with. We both did what we had to increase the probability of success. I couldn't help but overhear, Professor. You're heading back to Zeku Space Base? Yes, I intend to travel with Major Amelia and the others by airship. I won't be able to enjoy this town's coffee for a while, but we all must make sacrifices. There is still so much that needs to be done. Adjustments to the machine, analysis of the satellite data. I had heard he was taking on the majority of the technological and operational aspects of Project Startaker. It's no surprise it's keeping him busy. And he doesn't seem the least bit fatigued. He really is a genius. We won't take any more of your time. We just wanted to say thank you. What about you? Heading back to the base with the professor? No. I intend to stay in Basel for a while. Everything at the space base is on track. They don't need me at the moment. But there are some things here in Basel that require my attention. Something that requires his attention. Here? Now? I see. Sounds like you're busy too. Then we should probably leave you to it then, shouldn't we? Thank you for understanding. The fewer distractions, the better. Just can't help the snide remarks, can you? It won't be long until you're used to it. Now, I've already told you what I'm doing. If there's nothing else, then I suggest making the most of your time and touring the campus. That's just what we were planning. Thanks for your consideration. You take care as well, Professor. Of course, I had no intention of doing otherwise, but I'll accept your well wishes. Well, that's a pair.
Let's search around.
Ha! Ding, 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 ding. We'll take it.
Our reward's been deposited.
I'll take it. Anything else over here?
Performing search.
Oh. See, there was going to be something.
Let's search around.
Find all the things. Ooh, I got 15 portals. 60,000 tokens. Okay. As I previously notified you, you've all been invited to the ceremony in the capital the day after tomorrow. As long as you get there on time, you'll have unrestricted access. You can freely explore as much as you'd like. If I remember correctly, you're going to be taking a look at the observatory, right? I'm sure you're all exhausted, so do try to get some rest. I acquired significantly better data than I expected from that exercise. You have my gratitude, Thors. When I return to the base, I must provide feedback to Excalibur. On that... Did I get Beast Essence? I did get Beast Essence. Woohoo.
I'll put my skills to the test.
We can make our one thing.
Yuna taught me how to make this.
Yuna taught you how to make it. What is Miss Crawford up to anyway? And does she get a future story arc? Because I kind of want her to get a future story arc.
The Basel Institute of Science. I feel like there's a lot I can learn here.
Yeah, there's no question this is the finest academy Calvert has to offer.
Can't help but imagine what campus life would have been like here.
Then shall we look around? We can wait to go see the stars until after it gets dark.
Ah, you must be the ones Professor Hamilton spoke of. Welcome to the Basel Institute of Science. As you can see, exams have just ended, so all of the major facilities are open. The professor has already left, but other guests of honor are present, so perhaps you would like to meet them. Maybe. We'll see. Perfect timing, fresh-faced students. I just happened to find myself in urgent need of animal corpses. I'm going to turn them into seedbeds for rare species of myxomycete, and I need your help. Corpses? Are you serious? We're not exactly biology majors here. That's totes gross. It's not gross. You see, this is a rare species that emits light in dark conditions. And I'll have you know, myxomycete germination is a highly captivating process. Once you see for yourselves... I run into researcher Lionel every now and then, but man, he is such an oddball. He's weird and kind of a super nerd, but he's also kind of funny. Whoa, don't tell me you're into that sort of thing, Liz. I see dark times in store for you. Everyone gets so creeped out when I talk about fungi. Isn't this the Peerless Institute of Science? Whatever happened to the dignity and freedom that comes with being a researcher? Actually, I need to start considering my major and what seminars I'm going to take. Fungi are pretty whatever, but what if I majored in studying this guy? That sounds fun. At least a little bit, anyway.
performing search.
No. No. Okay. Well, I'd kind of hoped.
Done you here.
Ugh. I'm so curious about the propellant they're using for the support engine of the rocket. I couldn't even focus on my experiment. This might be bad news in more ways than one. I get the feeling I might have filled the answer sheet with my hypothesis about what kinds of compound formulas they were using for the propellant. Never mind getting a 0. I might get called into the professor's office. Well, I guess this is what happens when you cram. There's no need to fear. I'm confident I got perfect marks on the practical portion of my chemistry exam. In fact, if my presumption is correct, I might even get bonus points. Now I'm even more curious. I must experiment later. So you developed this tarot program all on your own, Elijah? That's right. I made it when I was enrolled at Aramis and have updated it multiple times. Would you like to give it a try? Unfortunately, I don't believe in fortune telling. I believe that luck is something you make for yourself. Is that so? My goodness. I introduced astronomy and incorporated more complex calculations into my program. But the people here are so pragmatic, it's been difficult to secure any testers.
Let's see.
Before we go kick that off,
What can I get for you?
burgers! And honey lemon jelly. And a college burger. And more money.
Thanks a bunch.
Okay, and how do we make burgers? A fish burger. Savory fish burger. Leave it to Crow.
Won't take a second. This is one of my comfort foods.
All right. Well. Nothing new, nothing new. Okay. Welcome to the Institute of Science's famous student cafeteria. All that unavoidable last-minute cramming before exams tends to lead to unhealthy habits, right? That's why when you're done with your exams, you need to make sure to eat properly and restore your energy. Don't even think about celebrating by going out drinking. I suppose. I really don't want to kick off the story bit yet, so let's go finish talking to people and check things out upstairs before we do that.
Shard searching.
Ah! You're from ZCF in Liberl. I had no idea you were here. I appreciate all your help when we were building the new communications installation in Liberl. Your help was invaluable in getting us to set up on the Zypha standard. I just wanted to take this chance to offer you my thanks again. But please, if anything, I appreciate all the advice you gave me for my thesis. I've been going back and forth with Ray over orb mail, but I'm still so nervous to actually speak with him in person. I respect him a lot. I'm really happy I get to see him again. I think. I wonder how long he's going to be in town. I guess the rumors about her being shy are true. But she's got a sharp mind. I could tell as much through our correspondence. I'd love to take this chance to exchange ideas. I heard you were involved with developing the core system of the Arce 2. I would love to hear about the orbital communication standard and the control holo, if possible. No problem. There are a few things I'd love to hear your thoughts on as well. The Vern companies joined the Tech Union, so I'd be happy to exchange info whenever possible.
Shard searching. Start
Nothing.
searching.
Oh, nothing at the end of a long empty corridor? I'm hurt. That's
Let's search around.
upstairs. Check upstairs.
Regarding the rocket patent,
Ugh. How did a drone get stuck in a place like that? What a pain in the neck. Guess I'll have to go borrow a stepladder from somewhere. We can get it down for you, if you'd like. Clem Soleil. What the... Thank you, but what in Gehenna is this floating thing? It's a combat shell. Oh, I let it out in a public space without thinking. Well, at least you helped someone out of a jam in doing so. Wait a moment. By any chance, are you those Thor's people I've heard so much about? I had heard some of you were affiliated with the Foundation, but I can't believe they made such an incredible drone, much less let you use it. 2 corrections. It's a combat shell, not a drone, and it isn't Foundation technology. Oh, lighten up, will ya? Is the nitty-gritty really that important here? Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, could I ask you for some advice? Advice on what? Not long ago, I began researching hollow AI-compatible drones. I ordered an affordable model from ZCF, developed jointly with the Institute of Science, and tested it out. However, it's difficult to operate, and I haven't made any progress in my report thus far. So if possible, would you let me observe how you handle your drone as a reference? Of course. I don't mind at all. Sure you don't want to give that another 5 seconds of thought? He's going to be all up in your face studying you, you know. That's all right. At the very least, it doesn't sound as though he intends to collect data on Clem Soleil itself. Besides, I don't dislike the idea of the 2 of us working together to help a person in need. It spoke! Oh, thank you so much. This is a huge help. Well, if you're sure you're okay with it, Altina. Now, what exactly would you like me to do? I have a drone training program developed by Marduk. It's supposed to help with learning how to control the drone, but admittedly, I've been having trouble with it. That's why I wanted to ask if you could take a crack at it, to see if you can clear it. Think you're up for the challenge? Of course. Very well. Could you explain how it works in more detail? It works just like cracking an orbital lock on the orbital chests. Absolutely. Okay, let's move to the entrance. I'll elaborate on the way down. Activating drone handling training program. Whoa! A training field generated with shard technology. Is it really okay for us to be doing this by the entrance? Yeah, we conduct experiments on the premises all the time, so we'll be fine as long as we finish before a higher-up sees us. So it's not okay, then. As the saying goes, you aren't breaking the rules if you don't get caught. So let's be swift about this. Error. Drone participating in training exceeds size limit. Shoot. I forgot. This training was made for smaller drones. Does this mean it can't take part? Now what do we do? So much for getting that data. Don't fret. You'll get your data. Clem Soleil. Whoa! It shrank! Though, I guess that's nothing to be surprised about. Normally it's in shield caliber form. Reconfirming drone specifications. Permission to participate in training program granted. There, we've been given the all clear. Now, let's begin. Great! You people are just full of surprises, huh? Okay, I already explained the rules on the way down, so just do your best out there. Gather all the gold shard tokens that react to shard searches within the time limit. Touching too many dummy tokens will cause the game to end. Identify dummy tokens with shard searches and avoid them while moving around. Clear all 3 waves. Okay. Up. Hey, there we go. Wave 1. Oh, no. No. Wave 2. Okay. Get that one. Oh. Get that one. Get that one. Get that one. Oh. Get that one. That just leaves 1 left. Come on. Where you at? Got it. Oh, I missed 1 last one. Try again from wave 1, or from the current wave. Where'd you go? Gotcha. 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 Okay, well, that went a lot better. You did it! You actually did it! You made a couple of mistakes, but still, you maneuvered that thing like a pro. We managed to clear the challenge. Excellent work, Clem Soleil. You should give yourself a pat on the back too, Altina. You were the one moving it around, after all. You two make a perfect team. I'll say, you were able to control it with such precision. I got some fantastic data thanks to you. I'll make good use of it in my research. Sounds like this mission is complete. Yes, I'm glad to have been of assistance. I wish you the best of luck in your drone research. Oh, thank you so much. 2 SP. However, wait. That's menus. achievements. Let's see here. 50 palms. Quick arts we need to get. Oh, we should get Goliath soon. Ooh, that's going to be nice. A little bit of a ways to go, but it'll be nice. Enemies on the field. Enemies slain. Damage dealt. Ooh. Inferno. I need to take a closer look and see about that quadruple tactical bonus. Bandersnatch. Astraeus. We've got some stuff to do there. Unlocking the Zypha. These are all character-specific skill stones. Drivers. Hallie's biggest blackjack prize. Chardon, Tharbad, poker prize. Oh, those are all blackjack, those are all poker. 9 orbital chests. Need one more kind of fish. Grim Garden. MVPs. 4th domain, Glacial Hell. Amberl. Oh, all portals. Grimoire Decryptions, Mira. All movies. There's only 2 movies we haven't seen yet. Okay. Should probably be about to get that one here. And we'll probably pop both of those at the same time. That'll be nice. Newspapers. 4 more dishes to sample. Alignments. Okay, so there is not something for doing it all in one go. Oh, do you want to attempt the drone training program again? No. All right.
Shard searching.
Now that exams are over, can you please help me out with the theme for my graduation thesis? Personally, I'd like to go with the organic expansion of city functions, or maybe the possibilities of living spaces in outer space. I see you're as passionate as ever, and it seems you've even grown an interest in space as of late. Let me think. Perhaps the era of humanity living in space for long periods of time isn't all that far off. There's much to think about to that end. Effects of gravity, the use of building materials, water, food. One might say it's the perfect theme for someone as tenacious as you. Oh, thank you very much. I guess I'll start seriously looking into it. The places where people go about their lives. In other words, I believe you can classify such places as cities. I've done research from all manner of perspectives, but if I approach this concept from the point of view of space, the reason I even got this idea was because I was working a space-related part-time job at the Orbital store in the capital. Yes, you were. She's the most passionate researcher in my seminar. I have no idea what kind of graduation thesis she's going to write, but I look forward to seeing what kind of compilation of urban engineering she comes up with. That aside, I get the distinct feeling that Lionel is off causing trouble once again. We're from the same graduating class, but he tends to get sucked into everything he does. Well, you know.
Let's search around.
Can't go in there.
Performing search.
In astronomical terms, conjunction refers to when the Septian planets and the sun align in the same direction. And the Great Conjunction, in particular, is extremely rare. That's when the sun, moon, and Septian planets all align together. That celestial show only takes place once every 1,000 years. Professor Latoya Hamilton. This paper was written almost 50 years ago, but the conjunction she writes about will happen this summer, if I remember correctly. I know the space program's a big deal and all, but personally, I think this is pretty cool as well. By the way, you all don't seem like students here. Are you visitors or something? As you can see, we've got a ton of important material and data deriving from the 3 disciples stored here. You're free to look around, but please be careful not to damage anything.
Let's search around.
No books on the bookshelves? Aww. Places to get lost in the lore of the series and prior games. It's just
Performing
the
search.
sheer amount of books you could find and reach. It just suck down information. I think I probably spent 45 minutes doing that in the first Cold Steel game I played. I got into the library and went, I don't know anything about this world. Oh, look, here's knowledge. I used to perform simulation experiments in Professor Callahan's lab. But after everything that happened, I'm now an independent researcher in the field of theoretical physics. The calculations aren't nearly as large scale as they were back then, but it's still quite impressive. I plan on slowly accumulating research results, and it serves as a bit of personal rehabilitation as well. Well, I mean, your former boss, 1, was abusive, and 2 got turned into an AI and exploded, so, you know.
Running a search.
It's a bit fortuitous that Professor Cronkite returned, despite how busy he is. Thanks to that, I was able to get some advice on my high-precision weather simulations that utilize observational satellites. And if all goes well, I'll be able to contribute to the afforestation project in my home of Elsheim. I want to ride the momentum of all this space development and make this happen. There's still a wall preventing me from raising the accuracy of my weather simulations, but I need to make this work so I can contribute to the afforestation project in Elsheim. To that end, I would have loved to get Professor Hamilton's advice, but it would appear that she already left. It's unfortunate, but I'll just have to wait for my next opportunity.
Performing search.
Hey, there had to be one down one of these hallways.
Performing search.
I see. So, a cooling system was installed in the orbital rocket. Correct. It's a new technique developed to make sure the extremely powerful orbital engine can be used to its maximum potential. It's a boost system that utilizes liquefaction coolant. I helped develop it, but I see. It truly is a collection of cutting-edge technologies using the power of science. And you didn't listen to a word of the explanation. Good job. We're just gonna run back here.
Let's search around.
No, nothing.
Performing search.
All right.
Let's search around.
Hello there. This is Professor Esmeray's lab, if you're curious. Her work with the space program has unfortunately seen her absent recently, but she focuses primarily on researching cutting-edge biological sciences here. Prosthetics, biomaterials, regenerative medicines, things that are made with the aim of benefiting society. That being said, however, the professor does tend to be a bit of an airhead at times, which, as her assistant, is where I come in.
Running a search.
Is that what you call it? Okay.
Start searching.
Can't go that way. All right.
Let's search around. Let's search around.
No. Just give me the goods. There it is. Goody goods. I see. We should be able to now be able to efficiently implement your new theory. The formula that Professor Callahan left behind. It's amazing that you found new ways to apply it. No, I have both of you to thank for helping me with proof of concept tests. I also received advice from Professor Cronkite on my theories. Either way, you're one step away from practical implementation. Let's really put our backs into this. Yeah, atomic energy is not without risks. You might want to think about your safeguards. Last year, Professor Callahan left behind a certain unexplored formula before taking his place with the goddess. There were times when I resented that man, but the fact remains that I did, and still do, respect him. There's still much untapped potential in the research he left behind. I will uncover its secrets, even if it takes me the rest of my life.
Any day now.
That could be a pretty short life, depending.
Performing search.
Okay, check up here before... I mean, we're gonna end up here anyway, but... Yep, we're fine there.
Performing search.
Whoops, wrong way.
Not yet. Okay. Now let's go talk to the dunderheads and troublemakers and turn in that quest.
We'll need to work with the local government.
Oh my goodness. I had my own reservations about Mr. Towson's reinstatement. But as I understand it, everything seems to be going smoothly. You have my support. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am ashamed to have caused you trouble last year, Your Highness. I will never make the same mistake again. I will dedicate myself to this company. Well, you did do a lot of dubious things last year. But there's no denying your skill in bringing together various industries over the years. With courage, you're sure to lead Vern in the right direction. Indeed. I'll be counting on you now, Towsend. There's more to discuss, but it appears we have some guests. Aha! It's all of you. Sorry. Looks like you're in the middle of something. We didn't mean to interrupt. It's no problem at all. We've already finished the complicated business. If you'd like, why don't you join us? I see. It sounds like there's a lot of strong opinions about Towson's return as CEO back in Elsheim. It can't be helped. They've invested quite a lot, after all. That said, it feels like more and more people are willing to give me a second chance. Considering your achievements and the sincerity you've displayed since your return, it's not hard to see why. I had a talk with him myself. It's convinced me that he is the right man for the job. I'm sure of it. And I intend to encourage my father to give his support as well. That's a lot more generous than I'd expect. Well, Professor Hamilton made the request. Seeing how much she's done for our nation, we can't just ignore what she says. Even the professor supported my return? I fear I'll never be able to return the favor. Not that she'd ever abandon you, given her humanity and moral obligations. Sounds like everyone really loves and trusts the professor. She definitely has a different style from Professor Schmidt and the others. Obvious as it is. She is certainly special among Epstein's disciples. She has a philosophy of getting close to people and supporting them all equally. It's the cornerstone of all her research. And no matter how much times change, her self-sacrificing nature never does. It isn't just whole countries indebted to her, but entire generations. I was lucky enough to work with her long ago on a variety of her projects. And each time I've seen the problems of the people, I've recognized that she was truly saving them. While I haven't gotten to join her on the eastern part of the continent, I'm sure they're even more grateful to her. Even in Elsheim, our appreciation for her is deep in our roots. For years, the professor has been the intermediary between Elsheim and the Republic when it comes to sharing technological advancements. Sure, we owe a lot to our mineral resources, but the development of our nation can be traced back to her influence. I think it's easier for us to feel close to her since she's half Central Eastern. I worked with the professor on behalf of the ICO, and it seems she's loved throughout the Central East, not just in Elsheim. And don't forget her undiscriminating love for all. People everywhere feel a strong bond with the professor. Even at the Foundation, everyone talks about her character and achievements. She's really so much more than I had been led to believe back in the Empire. You know, all of the big mistakes I made were while she was away. She really was a huge help as a consultant to the Verne Company. But I can't lean on her any longer. I have to guide the Verne Company forward with my own two hands. Hearing all of this is just another reminder of the professor's character. Yeah, I wish we could have talked with her more. If you're staying in the Republic, then you may get another chance. For now, would you like to take a look inside the Institute? Yes, we would. We should still be open for a while yet, so feel free to take a look around. If you run into any problems, just let me know. Thank you for your help. Sorry we interrupted. We'll make sure to enjoy a tour of the campus. After we bug you some more and talk to you about some... Oh, is that the bell from the chapel in the artisanal district? It's 6:30 p.m. now, so I'm guessing that's to let people know it's time for the evening service. Probably, yeah. Also, damn, sunset already? I thought it'd come a little later, given it's summer and all. Okay, I think we've seen all there is to see here, so we should probably move on to the next thing. Sounds like a plan. Once we're ready, let's make our way to the observatory at the Institute of Science. Yes, but first, I need to do this thing. I understand you have something new to discuss, members of Thor's military academy. Yes, thank you for your time. You see, we were hoping to get your assistance with a request we've undertaken. Is that right? I'll help to whatever extent I can then. What is it you wish to ask? Well, our client wants us to investigate some wild rumors going around. Hear anything about a scandal rocking the Verne Company right now, by any chance? You mean to say there is one? If so, I'll have to deal with it post-haste. This is the first he's heard of it, evidently. Doesn't seem like he thinks it could apply to him in any way, either. Well, wow. He really has no idea, does he? Better get down to brass tacks, then. I'll be blunt, Mr. Towsend. The rumors we're looking into are regarding you. They include some audio and photographic evidence that we'd like you to fact-check, if that's all right. Well, about me? I don't believe I've done anything wrong. Please, tell me more. I will try with all sincerity to explain myself, however I am able. First, there's this picture of you speaking with a young woman. Ah, her. I believe she was a job-hunting student that I interviewed recently. Job-hunting student. Yes. She came a long way from the countryside for our appointment, after which she did some sightseeing in town. This photo must been when I chanced upon her in town. She said hello, and I offered her some encouragement. But who in the world would take a photo of that? And why? That's not as juicy as I was gearing up for. Feels way more on brand, though. This guy and lady killer don't exactly go hand in hand. You guys? And what about this photo? It seems to be giving some the impression that you have connections to the underworld. Ah, this person is executive director of a trading company. We've known each other for a long time now. His eyes are rather sensitive, so he often wears sunglasses on days the sun is particularly bright. As it happens, everyone in the sales department at our headquarters knows him, so you're welcome to speak with them if you have any doubts. I see. Then what about this recording? This company belongs to me. Our subsidiaries are disposable. Nice body on you. What is this? It certainly sounds like me, but I don't recall saying anything of the sort. There are indications that the audio was deliberately spliced. Do you recall any remarks you've made that could have been edited together in this way? This company belongs to me. That bit does bring something to mind. I was during a private conversation between Cohen and myself not too long ago. If memory serves, I said something along the lines of, "This company is my life, so to speak. All responsibility for it belongs to me. Our subsidiaries are to be handled with careful consideration. We must first dispose of their concerns in an orderly, dependable manner." Nice work, but you mustn't overstrain yourself. It'll all be for nothing if your body gives out on you. Assuming you recall correctly, then it's definitely plausible that these sound bites were clipped from that conversation. And if you two were talking one-on-one when it was recorded, that's all coming together. Should have figured as much. Yeah, this seems like a setup from start to finish. What do you want to do now, Reen? Well, we've come this far. I think it only makes sense to lay it all bare to the man himself and get his cooperation. This won't be easy to discuss, but from what the circumstances suggest... So you were investigating at Cohen's request, then? At the risk of echoing him, I'm inclined to ask that you get to the bottom of these baseless hoaxes myself. Yes, of course. We may just be Spriggans by proxy, but we'll give it our all. Not that we don't already have a grasp of what's going on here. The key now is pinpointing who's behind it all. The perpetrator had to be capable of procuring those photos and that recording, as well as propagating word of them within the company. And what's more, potentially stand to gain from framing Mr. Townsend. Right. Narrow down the suspects, and the one who spread this disinformation can only be... Cohen himself. None other than Cohen, your secretary, and our client. He was in a position to prepare the photos and audio by himself. No. How can that possibly be? It's true he was present at every occasion, but this is only conjecture based on circumstantial evidence, of course. But the likelihood is high. Didn't he himself hire you to investigate these false accusations, though? Actually, that's what stuck out to me from the get-go. He asked us to investigate the rumors themselves, but not their source. And he didn't say a word about putting a stop to them either. If anything, it sounded as if what he sought from us was verification. Following that train of thought, maybe his aim was to have us confirm the rumors as unbiased outsiders. That way, we'd help solidify and spread them even further. Roundabout doesn't even begin to describe that. But had we taken the bait, could have been the final nail in the coffin. Cohen was appointed by Director Durak, a member of our board who took over as CEO during my dismissal. He's proven highly capable, but we haven't been acquainted for very long, so there's much I don't know on a personal level. Would you object to me calling for him right now? I must learn whether he is truly the culprit, and if so, what his motivations are. And those are things I ought to hear from the man's own mouth. Yeah, Mr. Towsend. I understand. Go ahead and call Cohen over. We have to relay the results of our investigation to him anyway. Yay. You're ready to report on the request? I didn't realize the CEO himself would be present for it. Let me begin with a rundown on what we uncovered during the course of our investigation. We in the group informed Cohen in detail about the photos and recordings that sparked the rumors, making sure to express they had clearly been disseminated with malicious intent. In short, you've concluded that Mr. Towsend is free from fault. Very well then. I'll continue digging into the rumors myself and see if I can't determine their origin. That's quite enough, Cohen. All I want to know is, was this your doing? So, that's it. You've managed to figure me out. I expected a third party would be quickly deceived, but evidently, that wasn't the case. Now that I'm caught, there's nothing to be done. I resign myself to whatever punishment you deem sufficient. Just as we thought. Hiring us really was a ploy to push your smear campaign. But why? What could drive an outstanding secretary like you to do such a thing? We're well past the point of words by now. But I'll tell you this much. I only acted with the good of the company in mind. The good of the company? That is the most I can say. Is that because you're trying to protect someone else who's also a part of this? Come to think of it, he was appointed by the previous CEO, right? If you put two and two together... Huh? Bullseye. Be straight with us here. Was he the guy who put you up to this? As I already stated, I acted with the good of the company in mind. Full stop. He didn't outright deny it, which is a near surefire sign Durak is involved. I just couldn't accept the idea of entrusting the Verne Company to you again, Towsend. In focusing solely on profits and gains, you failed to prevent what happened to Professor Callahan or manage the litigations between our affiliates. Your reinstatement as CEO not only defies all sense, it robs the company of the opportunity to change. Mr. Durak should be in your place instead, steering us toward reform. I acknowledge that I've yet to fully earn your trust, just as I acknowledge my past transgressions. However, that's all the more reason why I must make amends with my own two hands. It is toward that aim that I resumed my position. I'm well aware of Durak's capabilities, as well as the reliance so many employees place in him. But even still, I refuse to capitulate. Not to a man who'd stoop to reclaiming power through vile mudslinging. Mr. Townsend. And just how genuine is that determination? I pledge to not only rise up on the backs of my past failings, but achieve results that more than outweigh them. In this way, I will strive to become a man worthy of confidence, yours and Durak's both. So you needn't place your faith in me on the spot. All I ask for now is that you give me the chance. At least, until such time that I can repay this company in what way I am able. Mr. Townsend, you really have changed. Compared to you, Director Durak and I. Go and wait in the other room for now. I will inform you when the consequences of your actions are decided. Allow me to express my gratitude once again. It's because of you that these malicious rumors have been stemmed. That being said, I'll have to fix whatever foibles of mine allowed this to occur without me noticing. What about the turncoat? You gotta give him the boot at the very least. That wouldn't be the end of it, though, if it turns out the previous CEO really is involved to any extent. Quite so. If you don't mind, may I ask you suggestions on how to approach this? Just for my consideration. I'd appreciate your objectivity as a third party, not to mention the ones who actually solved this problem. Arkwright Solutions often provides consultations of this nature after completing their jobs, as I understand it. You want our advice? Well, all right. It's not my area of expertise, but I'll try to come up with something. What kind of middle ground would Arkwright propose in this situation? Oh, chaos. Corner the ex-CEO, take the secretary to court. I'm actually going to say corner him at a board meeting. They should be just about good enough, I think. The proper course to take this issue to court, but that would also mean exposing the company's weakness to the world at large. A happy medium could be to put it on the agenda at a board meeting and sort it out privately instead. That may be, as far as saving face is concerned. However, doing so would sow discord within the board of directors itself. I still have our operational stability to consider, factional tensions to keep in check. But on the other hand, this could be your big break. Play that meeting right, you can gain some solid ground out of this ordeal. Yeah, even if the board ultimately decides to punish these wrongdoings publicly, if all goes well, you may be able to reassert your place at the helm of the company. When you put it that way, I can certainly see how it might lead to more corporate unity. But is that truly within my capabilities? No. Hesitating at this juncture would strip my reinstatement of all meaning. Very well. For the sake of pulling this company back together, I will have this matter addressed internally. We're not going to make it to the end of the scene like I hoped. Okay, I'm going to save here, and we'll sort out the rest of the scene tomorrow. I'll see you then.